Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Syazwani binti Subri, and now you are watching a video of me presenting my final year project on the title of Public Opinion of COVID-19 Impact on Property Ownership in Malaysia. This academic project study on the public opinion of COVID-19 impact on property ownership in Malaysia. To begin with, property ownership brings a meaning of having an absolute and exclusive right on the property by having your own name over the property. The rate of property ownership in Malaysia is recorded at approximately 70% and is quite high compared to other countries. By owning a property, you can say that as the biggest financial achievement as it indicates the peak of financial security. Ideally, owning a property can be said as everyone wishes, as property can be considered as a basic need for human being. Property ownership is one of the biggest decisions that one could make, as wrong steps taken, it could ruin your life. However, in the early of 2020, the world has been shocked with a new discovered virus named as Severe Acute Respiratory Syndrome Coronavirus or COVID-19. According to the World Health Organization, millions of lives have been killed, business have been shut down, implementation of lockdown in almost every country and almost every sector and industry have been affected by coronavirus, including real estate industry. And property market in Malaysia is said to face a worse condition, where unsold property is worth at 40 billion ringgit. And according to the statement of Chief Executive Officer of My Property Data Sdn Berhad, said that Malaysia is now facing a problem on property ownership, not property affordable anymore. Therefore, this academic project is intended to investigate on the property ownership condition in Malaysia during the pandemic of COVID-19. Next is the scope of study of this academic project. This academic project focuses on property ownership issue in research area in Malaysia, and the target respondent for this academic project is at 384 respondents. The objective of this academic project is divided into three objectives, where the first objective are to identify the factors influencing the people on property ownership. The second objective are to determine the COVID-19 impact factors on property ownership, and the last objective of this academic project is to investigate the public opinion on the situation of property ownership in Malaysia during COVID-19. Next, we move to the research design of this academic project. First, unit of analysis. It involves any of individuals who are capable in owning any type of properties exist in Malaysia. Next, the sampling technique that being applied in this academic project is simple random sampling, where everyone can participate in this academic project. Next is the research instrument that used in this academic project is a questionnaire. And lastly, to determine the validity and reliability of this academic project is by using Hornbach Alpha. For the data collection approach for this academic project is by using two approach, which is secondary data and primary data. Secondary data is collected through newspaper, online articles and previous research, and for primary data is collected through survey that been conducted by using a Google form questionnaire that been distributed to the targeted respondents of this academic project. Then, for data analysis approach for this academic project is all the data collected through data collection is analyzed using a software named as Statistical Package Social Science (SPSS), and methods of analysis that we applied in this academic project is descriptive analysis, where all the data analysis is interpreted in the form of table, frequency, and figures. Now, let's dive into the findings on factors affecting property ownership. Based on the average mean analysis of factors affecting property ownership, it shows that there are 4 factors affecting, which are financial capability, household structure, internal and demographic factors. and refer to the obtained average mean. It shows that financial capability is the most influenced factors along with the household structure factors. And for the two lowest ranked factors, which are internal and demographic factor, the average mean show that they are below 3, and it indicates that the two mentioned factors were disagreed by the respondent to be a factor that could affecting property ownership. Based on the mean analysis of factors affecting property ownership, it shows that security of income is the highest mean value, followed by job security, family size, level of income, capability to pay back loan, rising age, household expenditure, and number of children. And for the next lowest 10 elements, it shows that type of gender is the lowest mean value, followed by mobility, luxury lifestyle, level of education, marital status, comfort of parents' home, near workplace, interest of loan rate, debt obligation, and ability to provide down payment. Now we go to the findings on COVID-19 impact factors on property ownership. Based on the analysis, it shows that only constraint to secure property ownership was agreed by the respondent to be a COVID-19 impact factors on property ownership, while for the other two factors, which are COVID-19 impact on home buyer and COVID-19 impact on property ownership initiative, were showing disagreement by the respondent, where the average rank showed that below 3 pointer for the two mentioned factors. Based on mean analysis of COVID-19 impact factors on property ownership, it showed that only 3 elements were agreed by the respondents to be as a COVID-19 impact factors on property ownership. The elements are: COVID-19 has affected the rate of employment, COVID-19 has affected the revenue to pay back home loan, and COVID-19 has made it hard to secure the property ownership. While for the other elements, it shows that the mean analysis recorded at below 3 pointers, which this indicates disagreement by the respondent towards those factors as a COVID-19 impact factors on property ownership. So for the summary of findings for the first objective of this academic project, which is factors affecting property ownership, only 8 was found that could affecting the property ownership. The elements are security of income, job security, family size, level of income, capability to pay back loan, rising age, household expenditure, and number of children. So for the summary of findings for the second objective of this academic project, which is COVID-19 impact factors on property ownership, only 3 were found as a COVID-19 impact factors on property ownership, which are COVID-19 has affected the rate of employment, COVID-19 has affected the revenue to pay back home loan, and COVID-19 make it hard to secure the property ownership. In conclusion, the public give their opinion through this conducted research, where the public agree that they are facing some problem in property ownership issue during the pandemic era. However, certain people or the respondents of this academic project are showing some different opinions, stating that property ownership matters are not the worst sector that being hit by the impact of COVID-19. Lastly, the recommendation for future research. The first topic is the challenges on owning a property during COVID-19. The second research topic is the influence of gender in property ownership. And the last research topic that should be conducted in the future is government intervention in real estate during COVID-19. That's the end of my presentation. Thank you for watching and Assalamualaikum.